So, Donald Trump's RNC speech just concluded, and it was absolutely awful. Maybe the worst speech that Donald Trump has ever given in his political career. He spoke for over an hour and 30 minutes, setting the record for the longest acceptance speech at a political convention ever in American history. You want to know who the previous record holder was? Donald Trump. He broke his own record, and for this entire time, he said nothing. He didn't lay out policy. He didn't lay out a vision. Instead, he lied, he spread conspiracy theories, and he divided the country further. It was so bad that people started leaving early. Yeah, his own supporters left his speech early. I have a clip to show you later on that, but I have a variety of things to show you from this speech. They're all really bad. So the first clip I want to show you is Donald Trump bragging about receiving the endorsement of North Korea's dictator, Kim Jong-un. Yeah, he said this in the middle of his speech. Take a look.
I got along very well. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I got along very well with him. The press hated when I said that. How could you get along with him? Well, you know, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons or otherwise, isn't it? See, in the old days, they'd say, that's a wonderful thing. Now they say, how could you possibly do that? But no, I got along with him, and we stopped the missile launches from North Korea. Now North Korea is acting up again, but when we get back, I get along with him. He'd like to see me back, too. I think he misses me, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah, that's Donald Trump saying that dictator Kim Jong-un misses him and wants him back. Trump is bragging about dictators liking him. He's bragging about it. Why? Well, because he's a dictator himself. He agrees. He admires these people. He said previously that he likes the way that Kim Jong-un rules the country with an iron fist. Everybody listens to him. He loves these people. He sees himself in them. That's why he loves their endorsement. That's why he's bragging at an acceptance speech for a major political party in the United States. Have you ever seen anything like this in America? A presidential nominee bragging about dictators liking him. And quite frankly, of course, Kim Jong-un would like to see Donald Trump back in the Oval Office, because when Trump was there, we got walked all over. He gave Kim Jong-un a free pass. They were best buddies. They were writing love letters to each other. Of course, Kim Jong-un wants Donald Trump back. I don't think anybody was doubting that. But the fact that we have an American presidential nominee and a former American president bragging about a dictator's support, and the crowd cheers in the United States of America, is mind-blowing to me. When I saw that, my jaw dropped. I was like, I can't believe what I've just seen. Only Donald Trump would do that. Only Donald Trump. So the second clip I want to show you from this speech, among the many I'm going to show you, is Donald Trump talking about his classified document case getting dropped and saying the only way we can unite the country is by dropping all of the criminal charges, all of them, in every place in the United States where he's been indicted. And this is important. The unity thing he's trying to push here, as we'll talk about later. Here's that clip.
And very big news, as you probably just read. On Monday, a major ruling was handed down from a highly respected federal judge in Florida, Eileen Cannon, finding that the prosecutor and the fake documents case against me were totally unconstitutional, and the entire case was thrown out of court. With all of that publicity, thrown out of court. If Democrats want to unify our country, they should drop these partisan witch hunts, which I have been going through for approximately 8 years. And they should do that without delay and allow an election to proceed that is worthy of our people.
Yeah, there is so much wrong with what Donald Trump just said right there. A couple of things. Number one, he's bragging about a judge not following the law. He's saying, Judge Eileen Cannon is so respected, everybody loves her, which is not true. She has done Donald Trump's bidding every step of the way, even dismissing the charges against him based on a misinterpretation of the law. Now, Donald Trump thinks that's great, but any other American who actually cares about the rule of law, cares about America, would disagree with that assessment, because the rule of law should be applied equally. Donald Trump should not get a free pass. And that goes into the second point I want to make, where Donald Trump is saying the only way to unite the country is me not facing any criminal charges. What? What? What kind of reasoning is that? He broke the law. He broke the law. You know what would be incredibly divisive? Applying the law differently. Applying the law differently, saying some people get criminally charged, some people are held accountable, others are not. That creates political division. Donald Trump being held accountable for breaking the law is good. Is good. That shows that the laws are being applied equally in the United States as is intended. He's trying to use the division that is currently present in the United States, the temperature being high, to his benefit, and that's disgusting. He should not play off of the political divide we have here in the United States for his benefit. But of course he will. Of course he will. That's who Donald Trump is, and he said that in the middle of his speech. It's so terrible. So in addition to all of that madness we just talked about, there's too many to show you in one conversation, but I want to show you some other clips of Donald Trump being completely divisive, saying awful things, because the Republicans told us this speech was going to be groundbreaking. It was going to be a new Donald Trump, a new tone, and he was going to be uniting the country, not dividing it. Well, that went out the window pretty quickly. So here's a clip of Donald Trump calling Nancy Pelosi crazy on stage. Take a look.
He's so great, and he's such a good young man. He went through a lot of trouble, and Don last night was incredible. They went through so much trouble. They got subpoenaed more than any people probably in the history of the United States. Every week they get another subpoena from the Democrats, crazy Nancy Pelosi, the whole thing, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, crazy Nancy Pelosi. And that's not all. Here's a clip of him still pushing the 2020 election lies, claiming that it was stolen from him. Take a look.
Any oil, and they were ready to make a deal. Iran was going to make a deal with us, and then we had that horrible, horrible result that we'll never let happen again. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again. They used COVID to cheat. We're never going to let it happen again.
Yeah. Saying the Democrats used COVID to cheat. Saying that Nancy Pelosi is crazy. Is that uniting? Is that the new tone that we were promised by the Republicans when they called this a unity convention? I don't think so. I don't think so. That is incredibly divisive. The Republicans have been trying to sell us this new version of Donald Trump for the past week, that he's different now. He wants to lead all Americans. He cares about every American, regardless of political affiliation. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He proved that on the stage tonight. He is still spreading his same old lies, his same division that he's been doing since he entered politics. It is disgusting, I think I would describe it as, how Republicans tried to frame Donald Trump as something that he's not. They tried to frame him as a unifier. No, he's a divider, and he proved that on the stage tonight. Crazy Nancy Pelosi, what, she's crazy for wanting to investigate January 6th, get to the bottom of an attack on American soil? Really? And the election lies. The election lies. He continues to push. It's so awful. It's so awful. That's the only way to describe it. It's so awful. So you can kind of get a vibe check on the speech now. It's long, it's rambling, it's rude, it's divisive, it's terrible. And even his own supporters started to agree because they began to leave early. His own supporters walking out on his speech. Take a look at that clip. Yeah, that clip came from a local journalist in Wisconsin who's at the convention, and you can see that it's in the middle of his speech because his face is still on the TVs spewing his nonsense. They left early. That is a sizable amount of people leaving in the middle of his speech. This is the RNC, the Republican National Convention, a gathering of MAGA lunatics, people who love Donald Trump. They hang on to every word that he spews. And they're leaving his speech early. Even they got bored. And there's some reporting as well from NBC and other news agencies that they witnessed people fall asleep. His supporters fell asleep, walking out, claiming it was too long. A lot of people were saying the speech was too long. Obviously, it was too long. It was over an hour and 30 minutes. His own supporters walked out on him. If that's not a perfect representation of how terrible the speech was, I don't know what is. They were walking out on their own guy. Now, that was before the speech ended, but after the speech ended, I have to show you this clip. Melania Trump, somebody who hasn't appeared at a campaign event with Donald Trump in the primary election, in the general election. She hasn't showed up to any of his trials or anything like that. She showed up at the RNC tonight. She didn't speak, and she got up on stage with him, and Donald Trump tried to lean in to kiss her, and she totally dodged it. She completely ignored him. Take a look at that clip. mean, that was brutal. Oh, man. On live television, the entire country's watching. Everybody in the crowd's watching. And she just totally dodged him. She has no interest in being anywhere near Donald Trump. No interest at all. And that's how the speech ended. You had the rambling nonsense, the lying, the conspiracy theories, the rudeness, the division. And then it ended by Donald Trump getting swerved by his own partner. That's the Trump speech. Lies, terrible policy, just targeting people. I mean, I really don't think I've seen a worse political speech, a worse convention speech, and it was just way too long. And I think that this should give Donald Trump some increased scrutiny from the media. We always hear that Joe Biden's not fit to serve. He doesn't speak well. That's, often the narrative spewed by Republicans. So maybe Donald Trump should get some extra scrutiny after this one, where he rambled about nothing for an hour and 30 minutes. Maybe he's not fit to serve. Have Republicans considered that? Can they really look at that speech this evening and say, that's my guy. I think he's got more leadership time in him. Let's send him into a room with Putin, with Marjorie Taylor Greene being his Secretary of State in the background. Let's do that. Insanity. So, look, I'm sorry if you watched Donald Trump's speech. Truly, what a terrible experience. But if you didn't, good for you. I mean, I genuinely, good for you. That was the right choice. It was the right choice. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Such madness. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I'm incredibly tired right now. It's like 1 a.m. Drop a subscribe, or excuse me, I can't even speak. Subscribe down below. It should be on your screen somewhere. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about Donald Trump's RNC speech, what you thought if you watched it, or what you think from watching this video. And make sure to do that. And of course, I appreciate you being here. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.